hey up, hey up, hey up, hey up, hey up, hey up, hey up.
Deserted road inside what used to be an old office building, we find a local Tampa Bay area rock band called Split Image. In a room just a little larger than a walk-in closet, they practice for an upcoming show. For they are one of the many young bands looking for a break. In the Tampa Bay area alone, there are roughly around 1,000 bands, all with different types of sounds and all from different walks of life. They come together in small garages to state-of-the-art studios to practice their trade, to make music. 90% of these bands will never see the light of day. Most of them, small garage bands, fall apart in weeks after they form. The other more serious ones last for a little while, then usually fall apart due to distractions from the outside, things like work, time, and relationships. But those that do stay together can practice and still may never do a live performance. Only a fortunate few ever make it to the club scene where they can perform live on stage in front of an audience. Split Image has been lucky, for they perform live at clubs almost on a weekly basis and have finished their second release locally. But if you were to talk to them, they wouldn't call it luck. They'd call it hard work and dedication.
That's our first one we did.
when we started back in high school, when I was playing bass and he's playing guitar in this chorus ensemble, we found a drummer that was actually also the drummer of the ensemble. And then Jason, which is now our current guitar player, he started out, one day we needed a bass player because I wanted to play guitar then. That's when I started picking up guitars when I was about 16. And we just put a band together that was called Overscan. And we got together about 4 years. And then basically we finally got serious when we met Jason, which is our lead singer, the guy with the big furry red hair. And he's basically, that's how Split Image got formed, is basically we met him in a club. We were playing in another band at the time called Sex Rocks, and he was in a band called Sweet Pain, and our singer was kind of real old and just didn't want to do the original thing, so, and Jason did, so we wanted to record, and then we met Jason, and that's how Split Image got formed.
Being a musician is a different kind of breed than being someone else. Like, someone's an athlete, there's a different breed. Musicians, a certain breed. You know, they're just people that think, you know, they just see, again, like a book by its cover. They know the inside. A lot of musicians look like the drug addicts with tattoos, but actually they're not at all. They're just, you know, it's another book that they don't really read, and they're just judging by the cover, which is really wrong.
People always tend to think of us as just a garage band. That's because they know us outside of Split Image before the band. But other people out there, you know, when we're on stage, they hopefully tend to look at us like a band, because that's what we're trying to be. And I don't know any sacrifices I made, because I don't look at them as sacrifices, because this is what I want to do. This is it. If I give up anything, it's because I want to give it up to do this.
Send you roses.
The hardest part about being in the band is just sometimes, like, we have day jobs and, like, having to go to work, then go to practice and go to a show. You're just, like, it really drains, just makes you, like, really tired. And the good part is just, like, playing out live, because that's what we want to do, and it's, like, real fun.
'Cause I just don't know where I'd be without you by my side.
That's it, boy. Let's do one more.
The band comes together 4 to 5 nights a week to practice for 5 to 6 hours at a time. They strive to create their music and set their goals and aspirations for Split Image.
Well, the bad things about rock and roll, of course, like with a lot of bands that shoot up and do drugs and things like that, I think that that's pretty stupid that you have to do it, like I said, because you don't need to have those kind of things as stimulants to actually make you feel high and get up, just be high on life, the fact that you're up on stage and just everybody is really getting into what you're doing and it's something that you love to do. It's coming from your heart, and that fact that other people like that, it hits right home at the heart, basically, and that makes you feel good. So I think that, you know, that good side about rock and roll is that not everybody has to do drugs, not everybody has to drink, and not everybody has to sit there and have a negative outlook and you know, talk about, a lot of bands, they talk about politics, you know, and oh, the world sucks and all stuff like that, and it's just, I don't think you need to be negative in rock and roll or shoot up with drugs. There's a lot of good you can do, be positive, have a positive out view, and you don't have to do the drugs.
I have always thought it's a ride.
Yes, I'm engaged. I get married November 14th, and it's gonna last a long time. We've been together a long time, so it should work out.
How'd you meet her?
High school. Met her in high school. Not really. I was in music and bands before I met her, so she's kind of used to it. You know, we have the same problems anybody else does. Band doesn't change that.
Many people may tend to think rock bands are just playing rock and roll and having a good time. But this isn't the whole picture. It takes a lot of work to maintain the band, especially in the fragile stages local ones exist in. Much is involved. It takes a lot of concentration, all of your time, a little patience, a little faith, lots of luck, and of course, a day job. So we went to the day job of Jace Morey, the lead singer for the band. He works at Sears Maintenance. We caught up with Jace returning from lunch. We thought he'd give us a little tour of where he works.
Well, here we are at lovely Sears, and this is where I've been working for 3 years. So come on, we'll go show you around all the stuff. On Mondays, I got a show tonight, so I got to work early so I can get off to go to the show, do sound check and all that good stuff. But yeah, I came in at 9 this morning, which is usually rough. So got to go upstairs here to the MA office.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
Yeah, good. Usually be down here with these guys, huh? Nobody's here right now. Oh, nobody wants service.
I call myself who I am. Terrence Fry, after my mom's name. And then I'm Fry.
Office is pretty empty now because everybody pretty much night. That's when the best time we can get a hold of people. But just come and love your This job's been pretty good to me. I must say, with all the shows that I have to get off for and all the special things I have to do, such as practice and all that, they've been pretty good to me and let me do what I want. So here we go. My man with Donna and Tammy.
Hello, how are you?
They're pretty good to me.
We're real good to them.
Okay, that's all you have?
This is where all the people that I work with who work in this part of the office. We're still expanding. But my desk is over here with all the junk on it. This is Darren. He's one of the people we work with. Works on the phone with us. This place is a mess. Right. This is my desk. This is where I sit, make calls, and tell people what to do, all that good stuff. But all this beach stuff, we're having a contest this month with the people to try to get them motivated to sell. So I've been giving some of this stuff away as prizes. I'm trying to find my manager here, Pat, so we can all meet her and talk to her. We might be next door over in Clerical though. So let me peek my head over there just a second. Here's Pat.
Oh, come.
Pat, come on. This is my manager, Pat.
I ain't your manager, I'm your supervisor.
It's my supervisor.
Hi.
And she's the one that lets me off all the days so I can go to shows and all that good stuff. Right?
Oh, do I get a piece of this money that he's gonna give?
Piece of this money.
Jason has been working here for 3 years now. I've known him for 3 years. His band is named Split Image, and from what I hear, is pretty good. Also, he has a show tonight at ML Chasers, and also let him off when needed for his rehearsals or any engagements that he has, things like that. He's a good employee. He works real well with me.
Strawberry Jam's the new tape. It should be out August 1st. Be looking for it in your stores.
Later that day, we caught up with Jace when he was preparing to leave for a show that night at the club ML Chasers.
Well, my mother got me started when I was very young. I was always probably an obnoxious kid and always wanted to entertain. And my mother kind of was the background in that. She pushed me into theater and stuff like that when I was young. And so she got me, I guess my first big role was one of the members of the Lollipop Guild in Wizard of Oz. So you kind of see how the rock and roll stuff has gone along with that. Try to stay true to form. But anyway, been doing the rock and roll for about 2 years now. the guys in Split Image about a year and a half ago. Actually, what it was is, the story's as old as it goes, but anyway, my band was opening up for their band with a different singer out at this club, and after my set, they told me that they were interested in maybe getting a new singer, because they liked how I jumped around on stage and all that good stuff. And so we did a little bit of talking, and all of a sudden my band started to fizzle, and I got a call from their manager. Craig was now our manager, and we talked it over, went out to a practice, and that was that. We've been together ever since. And for a year and a half, we've stayed pretty happy with each other. I mean, we really are a family, and it's never been more close than it is now with everybody in the band. There was a time when Jay left, and that was pretty rough. But he just wasn't really sure with what was going on, and you know, we're still all young. I mean, all the guys in the band are between 22 and 20, so you know, we're still a bunch of little punks. Well, it's all broken down the ladder. You look at a band like Poison or Aerosmith, and you're like, wow, they're making so much money and they're doing all this. But rock and roll music and performing is hard work. I mean, and still you might shrug your shoulders and go, yeah, but look at all the money, look at all the women, you know, look at all the fun they're having. But it is really tough, you know. I mean, even though we don't know about it, I mean, there was a time when we played 2 months straight, not a night off. And I'll tell you, it was rough. I mean, we weren't even in a tour bus or anything, but I don't know. I mean, there is fun about it. I mean, you meet a lot of women, you meet a lot of people, you get to have a lot of fun. But it basically, and this might sound really cliched, it's really about the music. It's really about the energy and what's put across on stage. The studio's fun too, writing songs. Actually creating is the best part about it. To be able to create something, stand behind it and go, you know, this is what we made, you know. But I don't know. I love live and I love studio. But I don't know. There's ups and downs with it. I mean, the whole club scene is horrid. I mean, club owners, just the whole music scene is just it's a dirty business. And I think that is definitely the seedy side of it. You can ask anybody in the business, from Joe Schmo and, you know, a little local band, or, you know, probably Steven Tyler, Aerosmith. I mean, they're all going to tell you that the business is bad, and it breaks all the way down, you know, down the ladder. It's bad when you're at the top, and it's bad when you're at the bottom. Where I like to see myself in 5 years, at least signed and, you know, doing well. 5 years ago, it used to mean that if you got signed, you automatically made it. You know, you had an album out and everything, and no matter how it sold, people still knew you because there, you know, weren't really as many rock bands out 5 years ago. Now, there's so many rock bands out there that, you know, they get signed for little money, and you know, not many of them make it past their second album because of low album sales, but that's just because there's so many groups out there. So I guess in 5 years I'd like to be signed, and, you know, hopefully our stuff's selling, you know. I don't really care about the million, trillion mark or anything like that. Just enough to stay alive, you know, would be great. I think a band to look for like that is Tesla. Tesla has never really had any huge hits, but they've had a consistent, you know, platinum album status, which is really good. So I think that's what I'd want. I don't think I'd want to be like Bon Jovi or Guns N' Roses or anything like that. It'd be huge. That's too big. That's when you got to start living like Michael Jackson and stuff. Sleeping in oxygen chambers or whatever. That's too spooky. That's a funny question when people ask me that about idols and stuff, because idols and influences and all that stuff get mixed in there. If you say somebody's your idol, that means that, you know, you worship them, you know, to a point. You really idolize the person that they are. Not only past their music, but, you know, really probably who the person that they are. And then if you look at it, influence, that's somebody who you've kind of crafted your style around. You know, you like the music that they play, or, you know, the style of music or whatever that they do. As far as idols, I would definitely have to say Prince is one of my biggest idols. He's just got so much style and finesse, and I love his music, and he's just great. The Beatles, definitely. I think the Beatles are anybody's influence, no matter who you are. If you're a performing group and you play some kind of guitar, the Beatles have to be an influence. I don't think I've ever met anybody who ever said they hated the Beatles. If they did, they were uncracked or something. Elvis is probably another big idol because of just who the person he was. So mysterious and stuff. That's cool. But I don't know. Outside of that, that's kind of a weird selection, seeing as the music that we play. I guess John Bon Jovi's a big idol too. But yeah, probably in a nutshell, that's it. I would say, as far as I go, the rock scene's pretty much made up of. Well, it's sad to say this, but like, you know, like loser kind of guys, you know, guys that only live for rock and roll, don't hold a day job, you know, are like 28, you know, don't have anything else. This is all they have. And with me being 20 years old, you know, and out of high school, still taking classes in college and stuff like that, I think the hardest thing on me right now is a decision. You know, I love music, and I want, you know, no matter what, I'm going to do a career in it. But, you know, damn, I'd love to make it as a singer, you know, in a band, you know, without any kind of college education or anything like that. That would be, that's the thing that haunts me, because I'm never going to know when the time was to cut it. You know, 5 years from now, if I'm still doing the same thing I'm doing now, what do I do? You know, is that the point where you throw the hat in? You know, and a lot of people might be looking at this now and saying, well, he must not be determined, he doesn't have belief. But it's not the way it was a long time ago. I mean, it takes more than belief in what you're doing and everything else. It's the people that you know and on down. So I don't know, that scares me a lot, you know. I want to play music for the rest of my life. That's what I want to do. And I think the scariest thing about that is am I, you know? I want to have a family, I want to have kids, I want to live in a big nice house out in the country or whatever and have dogs and all that, but you know, it takes money to do that, and if you know 5, 6 years from now I'm still doing the same thing, I don't know. That's the thing that you know just makes me turn in my bed when I'm sleeping at night and stuff. Just the thought of not being able to do this, because I love it so much. Relationships, that's a tough question, especially right now in the period that I'm in. Yeah, it is hard to have a relationship with all this, and anybody who says that it isn't, you know, just doesn't know how it is. I'm usually a long-term girlfriend guy, and I just got out of one, and I tell you, it's rough, man, because you meet so many women and so many people, and it's hard to resist temptation sometimes, and actually, you know, get into a mode where you're like a regular civilian, actually, because it's totally different to be in a band. Almost any kind of show business, anything where you're in the spotlight, it's really hard to be Joe Average and, you know, come home every night and say, hi, honey, you know, or, you know, do whatever, and it's sad. It is sad. It's sad! We're on our way in. Do you want to do some, I think we're going to do some interviews now.
No, we're going to go have a stressful dinner.
Hey, we're late sound check and everything, but we're here. And ML Chaser's our favorite club.
You know that?
Got to plug it. You got the sign. But anyway, it's about 8:30. We'll probably be hitting the stage, what, 9:45 tonight? So about an hour and 15 minutes. Here's the other guys. Here's Tony. And here's Eric, the bass player. Here's Brian, one of our guys that helps us out.
Very good man.
Thank you. And if you want to, we can proceed on inside. We're going in. We're going deep undercover.
Oh, it tastes like strawberry jam, it don't matter.
Hey, I got your hat on. Wow, how glamorous, huh? This is it. This is where we get ready before the show here at ML Chase. Actually, it looks a lot dirtier than it was last time I was here. But anyway, I don't know if you can get a look at the stage from here. There's too much equipment in the way, but if you guys saw it coming in, you'll be able to see us.
Stage boring tonight, but more importantly, these guys, little change, a little different, just got out in the studio, new stuff is on the way. I'm sure you're going to be hearing about how to get rock with Austin Keys and Tampa Bay Rocks. More importantly, to kick off the night of rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Split Image.
Glance over the camera and say, there we go. How's everybody feeling? All right, we haven't played a gig in about 3 weeks to a month. We've been locked up in the studio. Been recording a new album for you guys. So we're ready to kick some ass again. Kimo, some guitar. Someone say I went through this way. Seems I was never right. You and me, you said you had to be free. You had to leave my life. So bad you know what's there. Did I think you would go? I need you never leave. Now it's time to go. Till you say you lie, don't believe it. We got a rock and roll crowd here! All right, let's get rid of these ballads, man. This is the name of the new album. This is called Strawberry Jam. Sounds like this. This is another new song. This is called Love and Trust.
Hey, we're Split Image, and we're just hanging out here at our practice studio. That's why we're dressed like this. Tony's left. Tony had other prior engagements to do, but the rest of the guys are here. Your name is?
Jason Pines.
You're?
Eric Youngs.
Oh.
And chemotherapy.
Remember that? Remember I thought his last name? And I'm Jace. Yeah, we're just hanging out. Our new tape's called
Strawberry Jam.
And you can buy it in your local record
Store.
Record Store. So go pick it up, call 98 Rock and all that good stuff, and request our stuff. And we want to thank all the people that have been behind us and supported us. Thank you. This is our new video. It's not really new, it's off the last album, but we shot it. We're going to show it to y'all because we never really put it on any kind of cable broadcasting or anything, so we're going to show this to you now. This is called She Wants Money. This is off our first tape. We shot it out here at our recording studios with some strippers, and we had some fun that day. So check it out. As She Wants Money, roll it.
Come on, dude, we're losing money. I can't take it anymore, damn it. I got people calling me. California's calling me. Dallas is calling me.
You got it going on, all right?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, we're going in the hole. We're going down. I just can't take this guitar out. You got to do something. You got to change it up. All right, bro. Check that out.
No problem. That's cool. I like that. You're Dana Strong. It's going to be cool. Don't worry about it.
No.
Working mad at
What's that?
That'd be fun.
No, that's a drawing. That's Ivan.
Is that a drawing?
That's a drawing.
So that you're taking? Yeah, it's a drawing. It's like, you can tell.
All right, let's get this going. Come on, we're losing money. Let's get this video going. Let's go, everybody on set.
All right.
Split Image, She Wants Money, take 69.
You want 'em all. She wants money. Going for straight up for a scam. She wants money. So doesn't matter who I am. She wants money. Going for straight up for a scam.
Give me your money. Give me your money. You want your money. Give me it. Can I have your autograph, Jason?
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
That's your name.
And in the end, we find Split Image back in rehearsal, working towards their goals and aspirations. Some people might tend to think that this career choice is simply a waste of time and the guy should be doing something more important. But should they? For they're doing something that makes them happy, something a lot of people can't do. And maybe, just maybe, that's what it's all about.